Galigdong. Low Chien run into him there. The Philippines, as we mentioned in our pre-game show. Hang on a minute, OG, with room. Wolf onside and with some space. And eventually, Chang Hong-sien blocks it, but did he linger a bit too much long before firing, before pulling that trigger?
We're going to watch that back on replay, and Dennis Wolf's done well to win the ball, and it's fallen to OJ nicely, unselfishly.
Oi! We're back in live action. Oi with a shot at goal, and it's a goal for Dennis Wolf, his fourth strike. Lift off in Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. 1-0 Philippines. The visitors are on the back foot. So much pressure here, Darren.
Just trying to see there who's trying to flick a bit. It's Carly, who's trying to flick it round the corner. Keeper's made a bit of a meal of it, and it's spilled kindly for Dennis Wolf. And credit to him, he's in the right place, and he's not going to miss from there after scoring a hat-trick in the last game.
And Spooky Margarza and Roland Herrera were the first to greet him, and Ian Arnetta as well. 1-0 to the Philippines. It's a fifth international goal for Dennis Wolf, and he jumps ahead of Ali Borromeo and Freddy Gonzalez among active players, and is now alone at 6th place with 5 goals. Just 2 away from the joint 4th placers, James Younghusband and Angel Guirado. And he couldn't really ask for a better start than that.
No, I was going to say it was quite a slow start compared to how he finished in the last game, but then, that's football. 30 seconds later, we're 1-0 up, and hopefully we're going to be in complete control of this game again. It's going to be interesting to see how the Chinese Taipei squad react to going 1 down. I'm sure it wasn't part of their game plan. And let's see if they've got anything about them.
Porteria. Shifty little fellow, isn't he? Omfroy. He goes to ground. The referee says play on. Counter-attack time now for the visitors. Not just yet, says David Omfroy. The Philippines trying to beat Chinese Taipei for the first time. They first met in 1954 in Manila, I presume, on this ground. Chinese Taipei winning 4-0. 13 years later, it was 9-0 in Taipei. Then they met again in Bangladesh, 2006. 1-0 to Chinese Taipei. Good work there from Carly DeMorga. They met twice in 2010. Both were draws. In 2011 in the Long Teng Cup, a late equalizer from Ian Arnetta saved the blushes of the Philippines as they drew 1-1. Uy, so composed under pressure there. There you see the quality of Matthew Uy. Neat little ball, one touch back to Patrick, right shot from Dennis Wolf. Omfroy. Perhaps trying to do a bit too much there. That is Liu Chichao, the number 14, onward to Chen Po Hao. Very dangerous. This is the number 7, Chang Han. And that will go through Chen Po Hao. Chinese Taipei still looking for their first chance. Wouldn't it be great if Edward Sacapano kept a clean sheet for this tournament? Matthew Uy chipping forward towards Wolf again. The first touch isn't the best though. And that'll trickle forward.
Yeah, superb turn there by Matthew in the centre midfield. Just managed to spin out of 2 players, closing them down. Good weighted pass, and yeah, I think he a little bit of a rush of blood there. His first touch let him down, but very good build-up play, and it's still very positive.
Wei Shang-sin. That's a slice clearance. Carly. Good job there, moving that back, and in fact, to Demit Omfroy. Lee Pincian is mugged, and it's going to be a free kick for the visitors.
I think it's important that we keep our concentration. I know we've gone 1-0 up early, but the worst thing we can do now is let them back into the game without actually having to work for it.
Chang Han is waiting in the box, as is Lee Pincian, who's a tall fellow, the number 23. It's a good ball. Lee was underneath that ball, but it's taken care of well by Jeffrey Christians, who plays, of course, for Global, as do many of these players. You gotta say that Dan Palami has really brought over some of the great Filipino talent from abroad to play for Global. Corner kick now by Lo Chien. Good ball, but the defense is on it. That's all Lee can do, and Matthew is snuffing this shot from Lo Chien. And what a game this guy is having, and we're only 16 minutes into it.
I'd like to see that last passage of play back on the replay. It looks as if we could have handballed it. It all happened very quickly. Obviously, the referee hasn't seen anything. We're just playing on here.
Lee, nice little ball forward, and that header is not going to trouble anybody. Attempt by Chai Sien Tang.
Deep cross into the back post, just picking him out on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's a huge ask from a player there to hit the target and trouble the goalkeeper, and it just sails over the crossbar.
We don't see very many headers scored from that distance. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, 99 years since the Philippines won a football title in the Far Eastern Games. There are reports that our friend Graham McKinnon was a ball boy in that game, but we have to get to confirm that. And of course, we want to greet Graham. I hope you're watching somewhere in the world, in Australia. And Anto, it's a yellow card for Anto. You know, if I'm not mistaken, Darren, that's the first yellow card for the Philippines in this competition.
That would be an impressive stat. I think he's just mistimed his tackle, and the referee's given the yellow because he's gone in with 2 feet, and then, you know, in his desperation trying to get the ball, he's tripped the player as well.
The header from Chai Sien Tang is a soft one.
Yeah, but interesting you should mention that the yellow cards I saw on the trophies table early. There is actually a trophy for the Fair Play Award, which I'm assuming will go to the team with the least bookings.
I would imagine, but actually that foul there, that yellow card by Antoine, really was a professional foul, wasn't it? And, perhaps you just want to explain what that concept is for those who might not be familiar with it.
Basically, the easiest way to explain that is if the other team has an advantage where if you don't do something, it could lead to something bigger, and you're the only person that can stop it, then you would foul the person and take that yellow.
So he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing there.
That's actually the correct move in those circumstances. Matthew Uy trying to pick up Patrick Reichelt on the right wing. Philippines have won a throw-in deep in Chinese Taipei territory. This Philippine Football Peace Cup does not have a playoff. It's just a round robin. Chance now, Reichelt. Porteria, the shot. Defended well by Chinese Taipei.
That was good build-up play. The ball moved very quickly between the midfielders and the wingers and managed to get the ball into the box.
And OJ Porteria has just clipped Chen Yi Hung, the right back of Chinese Taipei. Gotta say, once again, the remarkable quality of pitch we have here in Rizal Memorial Football Stadium tonight. Berto Nasan said they mowed it this morning just a bit, and they rolled it. They actually, they get what we call in the Philippines a pison or steamroller, something like that, to roll it, just to make it nice and flat. And it is in great shape, considering this is the 6th match that's been on it in 5 days.
Yeah, and it's the time of year, you know, when the rain in Southeast Asia can be torrential. And, you know, as a player myself, it's very hard to find fields to train on with our clubs. So to come here and see a pitch in this sort of shape gets us excited, because we've got games coming up soon.
Long ball from Yan Chao Sun. Of course, the AZKALS are scheduled to go on a tour to the Middle East. They're going to play Bahrain, I'm told. My understanding is on October 12 in Manama, and then October 16 in Kuwait City against the Al Azraq, the team that knocked us out of the World Cup 2014 last year. OJ Porteria made his debut for a Philippine team last year in the Southeast Asian Games. Assisted on a goal and got a bright future ahead of him. Anto taking the free kick quickly, and he doesn't see that Uy is hurt. Uy played in the youth team of the United States, if I'm not mistaken, under 18. So that gives you an idea of how good a player he is.
Just going to watch it back on the replay. Matthew just trying to flick it around the corner, and number 5 just completely mistimed his tackle. Probably a bit of frustration as well. You know, the 2 centre mids for the AZKALS are moving the ball about, and it is frustrating when you can't get on the ball.
And Troy. OJ trying to lay that back to Anto Gonzalez. Uy. We have 2 very composed and capable center midfielders right now in Anto Gonzalez and Matthew Uy. Wolf. Back to Carly. Control out, delete for the Philippines. But we've seen them really play possession football this week, haven't we, Darren? And it's very nice to see.
That's the way football should be played. It's obviously a bit of a cliche, but the other team can't score if you've got the ball.
Chiefit in a threatening position. Sends it wide to Patrick Reichelt. Reichelt gets the step. There's the cross. The defense holds, and this is Lo Chi-an. Can he create the counter-attack? Sent back from Chen Po Hao to Chen Hee-young. Possession again for the Philippines. Neat little trickery there from Chiefy to flummox the defense. OJ Porteria, can he use his speed? Back to Matthew Uy. Looking for an opening. Kaligdong. That was meant for OJ, but it's a touch too heavy. If you've just joined us, a scrappy goal from Dennis Wolf in the 12th minute, his 4th of the tournament, means